keep you all waiting. So yeah, it was a
Everybody sir to this press conference, sir. A very warm welcome to you to Namma Bengaluru and to Sandalwood as well. ಹಾಗೆ ಮುತ್ತಯ್ಯ ಮುರಳೀಧರನ್ ಸರ್ ರೋಲ್ ಪ್ಲೇ ಮಾಡಿರುವಂತ ನಮ್ಮ ಸಿನಿಮಾದ ಹೀರೋ ಮಧುರ್ ಮಿತ್ತಲ್ ಅವರು, ನಿಮಗೂ ಕೂಡ ಸ್ವಾಗತ, ವೆಲ್ಕಮ್ ಸರ್. ಇನ್ನು 800 ಸಿನಿಮಾ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಒಂದು ಬ್ರೀಫ್ ಇಂಟ್ರೊಡಕ್ಷನ್ ಕೊಡೋದಾದ್ರೆ, ಕೂತ್ಕೋತೀನಿ ಸರ್ ಒಂದು ನಿಮಿಷ.
ಸೆಂಟ್ರಲ್ ಕೂಡಿಸ್ಬಿಟ್ರೆ ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿರುತ್ತೆ.
ಸಿನಿಮಾ ಒಬ್ಬ ಕ್ರಿಕೆಟ್ ಲೆಜೆಂಡ್ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಒಂದು ಸಿನಿಮಾ, ಒಂದು ಬಯೋಪಿಕ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಒಂದು ಚಿಕ್ಕ ರೆಸ್ಪಾನ್ಸಿಬಿಲಿಟಿ ಖಂಡಿತವಾಗ್ಲೂ ಅಲ್ಲ. ಇಟ್ ವಾಸ್ ಅ ಹ್ಯೂಜ್ ರೆಸ್ಪಾನ್ಸಿಬಿಲಿಟಿ. ಆದ್ರೆ ಇದು ಕೇವಲ ಅವರ ಕ್ರಿಕೆಟ್ ಜರ್ನಿ, ಒಂದು ಕ್ರಿಕೆಟರ್ ಜರ್ನಿ ಆಗಲ್ಲ. ಮುತ್ತಯ್ಯ ಸರ್ ಲೈಫ್ ಜರ್ನಿ ಗೊತ್ತಿರುವಂತ ಪ್ರತಿಯೊಬ್ಬರಿಗೂ ಗೊತ್ತು. ಅವರ ಜರ್ನಿ ಹುಟ್ಟಿದ ದಿನದಿಂದ ಇವತ್ತಿನವರೆಗೂ ಎಷ್ಟೆಲ್ಲ ಅವರು ಫೇಸ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರು. ಒಬ್ಬ ತಮಿಳಿಯನ್ ಆಗಿ ಶ್ರೀಲಂಕನ್ ಕ್ರಿಕೆಟ್ ಟೀಮ್ ಜಾಯಿನ್ ಆಗಿದ್ದಾಗಿರ್ಬೋದು, ಅದಾದ್ಮೇಲೆ ಕ್ರಿಕೆಟರ್ ಆಗಿ ಬೆಸ್ಟ್ ಆಫ್ ದ ಬೆಸ್ಟ್ ಬೌಲರ್ ಅನ್ಸ್ಕೊಂಡ್ರು ಕೂಡ ಇಂಟರ್ನ್ಯಾಷನಲ್ ಕ್ರಿಕೆಟ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಅವ್ರು ಏನೆಲ್ಲ ಆಬ್ಸ್ಟಿಕಲ್ಸ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್ಸ್ ಫೇಸ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರು. ವೆರಿ ಇನ್ಸ್ಪೈರಿಂಗ್ ಜರ್ನಿ. ದಿಸ್ ಬಯೋಪಿಕ್ ಇಸ್ ಅ ಗ್ರೇಟ್ ಟ್ರಿಬ್ಯೂಟ್ ಟು ಹಿಸ್ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ರಾರ್ಡಿನರಿ ಅಂಡ್ ಇನ್ಸ್ಪೈರಿಂಗ್ ಜರ್ನಿ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ಬಹುಶಃ ತಪ್ಪಾಗೋದಿಲ್ಲ. ಸೊ ಲೆಟ್ಸ್ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ ದ ಪ್ರೆಸ್ ಕಾನ್ಫರೆನ್ಸ್. ಇನ್ನೇನು ಕೆಲವೇ ಕ್ಷಣದಲ್ಲಿ, ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಒಂದು 5-10 ನಿಮಿಷದಲ್ಲಿ ಮುತ್ತಯ್ಯ ಸರ್ ಕೂಡ ನಮ್ಮನ್ನ ಜಾಯಿನ್ ಆಗ್ತಾರೆ. ಹಾಗಾಗಿ ನಾನು ನಮ್ಮ ಡೈರೆಕ್ಟರ್ ಹಾಗೆ ಸಿನಿಮಾದ ಹೀರೋನ ಮಾತನಾಡಿಸ್ತೀನಿ. ನಾನು ಕುತ್ಕೊಂಡ್ರೆ ಓಕೆನಾ ಅಥವಾ ನಿಂತ್ಕೊಂಡ್ರೆ ಕ್ವಶನ್ ಕೇಳ, ಹೇಗೆ? ಓಕೆ ಸರ್, ಮೈ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಕ್ವೆಶನ್ ಟು ಯು. ಒಂದು ಬಯೋಪಿಕ್ ಡೈರೆಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡೋದಂದ್ರೆ ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಅ ಹ್ಯೂಜ್ ರೆಸ್ಪಾನ್ಸಿಬಿಲಿಟಿ. ವಾಟ್ ವರ್ ಯುವರ್ ಥಾಟ್ಸ್ ಬಿಫೋರ್ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟಿಂಗ್ ದ ಫಿಲ್ಮ್?
First of all, I would like to ask sorry for the delay. Usually this never happened, and I think yes, got stuck somewhere. So very sorry for keep you all waiting. So yeah, it was a very big responsibility because he's a legend and he's achieved so much in cricket. So making a film on him, the film should make justice to the life he has lived. Also, he has had a very unlike any other sportsman, the kind of life Mr. Muralitharan has had. From the childhood in the civil war in Sri Lanka, and the kind of obstacles he had to overcome in his life outside cricket, on the cricket field, that he had faced is out of the world. In the sense, when I first listened to his life story, when he told me his story, I realized this film has to be made because it will be an inspiration for a lot of people, not just for people who want to be a cricketer, but anyone who wants to achieve something in life. I think this life is a great example.
Okay, 800 releasing on Jio Cinema from tomorrow. What are your thoughts about the OTT platform, OTT release?
See, as a filmmaker, we just like a second innings. We get another opportunity to reach more audience because before the OTT was there, this avenue. Theatre was the only way we could reach the audience, but not every film gets the opportunity to reach a lot of audience because you need big stars, and then today there are so many competition, you can't, even if the film is good, more than 2 weeks it's a rarity. So now OTT has given a lot of reach for filmmakers, for films that are not done with big stars. You can reach a lot of people. So for any filmmaker, the dream is to take our story to as much people as possible. So in that way, OTT release is a big boom for filmmakers.
Okay, Madhur, hi. So my first question for you is, when you first met Muttiah sir, what was the interaction?
Well, I was all over the place, extremely nervous. You know, growing up in the 90s, people like Murali sir, Sachin sir, and other people we all grew up watching. So I had so much admiration for him. As a person, as a professional, that I was all over the place, and I think sir sensed that, so he put me at ease a lot and gave me a lot of confidence. He's a very generous, sort of a little reserved at the start person, so it's a little hard to get through as to what he's exactly thinking, but slowly, I could break down those barriers, and he did open up, and he basically asked me that don't just end up getting stuck in the mimicry of it all. Like try to get to the truth of the story, and I think that's also what we were both on the same page whenever we started making the film. So hopefully we've been able to achieve that, and really excited that it's on Geo because, like Sir said, it's just going to be out there for everyone to see. It's available for free, so it'll have so much more access, and really exciting times. Thank you.
Okay. What was your preparation? Because this is not just another cinema. This is a biopic of a great legend cricketer. So, what was your preparation for the role?
Well, there are some obvious preps that you have to do when you're doing a biopic, right? Like you have to get the look right. And in terms of sports biopic, you have to do the action in terms of Sir's bowling action is so unconventional and unorthodox that and super iconic, right? Anyone who's seen cricket in the last 15 to 20 years knows exactly what Murali Sir looks like when he bowls. So that was a tough task, and I worked with the bowling coach for around 2 months before the film started. Practiced like 2 to 3 hours every day, and tried to get as close to that benchmark as possible. And then along with that, I also watched a lot of Sir's videos that were available online. I didn't really get a lot of time to spend with him before the film started because Sir has a lot of commitments with the IPL and everything, so he couldn't really give me that time. But luckily I had my director, my captain with me, who he spent like 2 hours in Sri Lanka researching everything there is to know about Murali Sir, things that even he himself was not aware of about his life. So I would turn to him for fine-tuning whatever needed to be done, and he guided me really well. So also we worked on the look with an incredible makeup team who was so good. They were one of the most hardworking teams on set, because with all the heavy makeup that used to take at least a couple of hours every day, and I'm wearing whites, playing like a test match in hot and humid conditions in Sri Lanka, so sweat, they have to keep retouching it, keep changing clothes. So a lot of these logistical issues as well that we had to encounter. So we prepped for all of that again 2-3 months before the film started. So hopefully it's all come to fruition and you guys enjoy what we attempted to do with the film.
Okay. So over to the media. ಇವತ್ತು ಇವೆಲ್ಲ ಮುತ್ತಯ್ಯ ಸರ್ಗೋಸ್ಕರ ವೆಯ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಿದ್ದೀರಾ ಅಂತ ಇನ್ನೊಂದು 5 ನಿಮಿಷ ಅವ್ರನ್ನ ಜಾಯಿನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ. ಡೈರೆಕ್ಟರ್ ಹಾಗೆ ಹೀರೋ ಆಫ್ ದ ಫಿಲ್ಮ್ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ. ನಿಮ್ಮ ಪ್ರಶ್ನೆಗಳಿದ್ರೆ ಕೇಳ್ಬೋದು.
Before starting MS Dhoni film, I think Shubham Singh Rajput has spent a couple of months with Dhoni. Have you spent some special time with Muttiah Muralitharan before starting the shooting?
Yeah, no, I just unfortunately met him just that one evening. I flew down to Chennai to meet Sir. But yeah, like I mentioned, I did not have the luxury that other actors have had before, like the late lovely actor Sushant Singh Rajput. So yeah, I had to depend heavily on the videos available, on the script as well, because there was a lot of detail in there about how Sir is. But then also just conversations I would have with Captain, it really sort of would help me understand and get to the truth of it all, because like I mentioned earlier, we wanted to go beyond just the mimicry of it. So there was I just had to approach it from an actor's point of view also, not just, I have to look like Murali Sir crying in this shot. So we had the right, I think, outlook of approaching this, and yeah, even though I didn't have time with Murali Sir, I think we made up for it in other ways.
ಜೊತೆಗೆ ಇವರು ಉಳಿದ ಒಂದು ಬೋಲಿಂಗ್ ಒಂದು ಸ್ಟೈಲ್ ಇದೆ, ಅದನ್ನೆಲ್ಲ ಹೇಗೆ ಕಲ್ತ್ಕೊಂಡ್ರಿ, ಮತ್ತೆ ಉಳಿದ ಅವ್ರೊಂದು ಸಿಕ್ಕ ಒಂದು
What were your preparations?
Right, so such an iconic action, right? It's legendary, and we were all scared of Sir when he used to, as a kid, because he would take so many wickets and he had this fierce look on his face when he would bowl, right? So yeah, we've tried to go for that as close as possible, but also we've been very careful not to do it in a way that comes across as mocking, and that's a very fine, nuanced line that you have to walk, because it's so easy to make a caricature out of something like this, and so this is hopefully a very realistic sort of approach to it instead of being gimmicky with everything.
I just want to add one point. So throughout the shooting process, what we did is we created a look without too much prosthetic for audience to associate him as Murali. So we don't have to try and do prosthetic and make him exactly. If you had watched the trailer or the movie, you would have seen that he looks close to. So that was achieved. We made it very minimal and to make him very comfortable, because expressions becomes very difficult if you go for all the prosthetics and stuff. And even while acting,
ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಮೈಕ್ ವಾಲ್ಯೂಮ್ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ.
even while acting, what we did is we made it a point that he doesn't try to be exactly like Murali. So we said, okay, we are making a cinema. Now we have a story. Let's approach as if we are approaching a regular film. So you just have to keep in mind that this is his character, and the emotion has to be carried forward. That's the most important thing. Surprisingly, what happened is, after we shot everything, editing, everything is done. When people say, even his Murali's wife watching him, oh, he looks exactly like Murali, he smiles like him, he stands like him, but that we didn't try to do that. That was very subconsciously done by him. So he's done a great job, but our focus was mostly to deliver the emotion of the scene properly and not to walk like Murali or see like Murali. That we didn't try to do. But somehow happened that even his wife and family felt like he looked exactly like him. So it's a coincidental thing. But I think it has worked out in a very subconscious level.
ಈ ಸಿನಿಮಾ ಮುದ್ದಯ್ಯ ಮುರಳೀಧರ ಸಿನಿಮಾ ಮಾಡಬೇಕಂತ ನೀವು ಹೊರಟಾಗ ಪರ್ಟಿಕ್ಯುಲರ್ ಆಗಿ ಇವನ್ನೇ ನೀವು ಹೇಗೆ ಸೆಲೆಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಹಿಂಗೆ ನಿಮಗೆ ಅಪ್ರೋಚ್
Sir, can you hold the mic?
Yeah, sorry. Initially, Vijay Sethupathi was supposed to do this film. After that, what happened? We decided to do an auditions in Sri Lanka, in India, everywhere. We tried to find the right actor. So our focus was the actor should know a little bit of cricket. He should be a good actor. The body language is important as a sportsman, right? So we had some criteria, and look was also important, so that we can at least with makeup we can make him look like Mr. Murali. But what happened is that when we were able to carry the role, so that confidence came by his talent. The way he did the audition and sent the tape was outstanding, and we couldn't say no to it. It was that good. Yeah. Yes, it's a very, very important incident that happened in his life, and then he was, throughout his career, he had to keep proving that he's a genuine bowler, even after breaking world records. So that's a very, very traumatic experience for someone being so popular in the world, being a champion bowler, still umpire calling you a no ball, and then trying to prove that you are actually honest and you're not cheating in your bowling. That was a huge, obstacle that he had to cross in his life multiple times. So we have covered it in a very detailed way. We have gone behind the scene of what happened in Australia and why all these happened and how he came out of it. The trauma he went through, the fight, the struggle, everything has been told.
Did you speak to the umpires or someone?
We couldn't directly speak to them, but we spoke to certain officials there in Australia and their team members and some of the Australian, their managers who were involved in that tour, and Australian players, some of them. So through them, we got the information of exactly what happened. So we have shown that in the film as well. Yeah. No, we didn't meet him. They directly, we cannot meet them and ask them. So we went through all their testimonies and anecdotes and interviews that they had given before, and we worked with someone called Daryl Foster, who was there involved in the tour, and he was the manager. Yeah. So we interviewed him, and Tom Moody and other Australian players as well.
Why did you pick Muralitharan?
No, it's not we picking it, it's an opportunity we got to make, so through producers that come. So making a film on such a big legend is always a great opportunity, so I don't think anyone will say, any director will say no to it.
When the story is about Muralitharan's on ground and off ground, why particularly title is Aidan?
I thought, no, the title, we could have gone with Muralitharan or something. we can but this question was why 800? Because see, for Sachin, if you tell Sachin, you know it's Sachin. Dhoni, you know it's Dhoni. But if you say Murali, no one will know. If it's even Muralitharan, no one will associate it to. You'll have to make it Muttiah Muralitharan, right? So then it was just a decision. Suddenly, okay, what about 800? It's an iconic number. So maybe we can use that, and that's how we decided on that.
I have a question for Madhur. Throughout this journey, what was the toughest thing to adopt as a Murali sir? I mean, toughest scene or toughest body language, mannerism?
Right. So once you do the bowling action enough times, it sort of becomes, hopefully that's the hope, that it becomes second nature to you. So that stops being like such a big hurdle. Even if I'm doing some mistakes, I always have people around me like captain or the sports coordinator or someone else on set who's like, your hand didn't go high enough or the position wasn't right enough, and then you can tweak it. So that stops being such a big issue once you really get into filming. I think it's one of the biggest challenges, well, logistically, when we landed in Sri Lanka, just I think 3-4 days into the country landed, and there were so many protests everywhere. The country was going through time of turmoil in terms of economic hardships and everything. People are having to stand in line for 2 days, 3 days just to get fuel in their vehicles. So shooting in a place at such a time was not for me as much as for the rest of the crew and for the people managing everything logistically. It was really, really tough, but kudos to the entire team that shot in Sri Lanka, because they did such an incredible job. You know, we would stop a couple of days every now and then, but we somehow got through it all. So
ಎಸ್ ಈಗಷ್ಟೇ ನಮ್ಮನ್ನ ಜಾಯಿನ್ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ ದ ಲೆಜೆಂಡ್ ಕ್ರಿಕೆಟ್ ದಂತಕತೆ ಮುತ್ತಯ್ಯ ಮುರಳೀಧರನ್ ಸರ್. ಸರ್ ಪ್ಲೀಸ್ ಕಮ್ ಆನ್ ದ ಡಯಾಸ್. ವೆಲ್ಕಮ್ ಟು ದಿಸ್ ಪ್ರೆಸ್ ಕಾನ್ಫರೆನ್ಸ್, ವೆಲ್ಕಮ್ ಟು ನಮ್ಮ ಬೆಂಗಳೂರು ಅಂಡ್ ವೆಲ್ಕಮ್ ಟು ಸ್ಯಾಂಡಲ್ವುಡ್ ಆಸ್ ವೆಲ್ ಸರ್.
Sorry about that, because I got in this traffic and don't misunderstand me, okay? Sorry about getting late.
Please sit, sir. Please, we'll continue. Okay. Center. Okay. Can you please exchange? You sit in the center.
Where are the shoots took place? So we shot in Sri Lanka for around 60 days, and then we shot in UK and some portions in Australia and Zimbabwe for the cricket.
Because I have not seen the movie yet. Obviously, tomorrow it's going to be in years myself definitely. When I was going through with Wikipedia, I have seen Kannada is also part of this movie. Sharatho is actually not one. So it's coach role.
Yeah, but it's playing sports.
So how much portion will be?
See, since it's a biopic, most of the characters will come for a limited portions, because it's from childhood to his end of career where he took his 800 wickets. But it's a very, very significant role that he's playing. It's a very important character, because creating champions, just not them, right? There are a lot of people who are there to help them and support them. So he's one of those characters. As a coach, I think it's a very important. And that in his presence, his first time he changes from a fast bowler to a spin bowler. It's a very, very interesting sequence, and I think you will enjoy it.
Nowadays, Sharatho is entering into many industries, not only in Kannada. So why particularly you choose coach role for him?
No, in the sense we wanted someone with a very dominating character. We were looking at someone who has a very strong personality, because he also comes from a place where there's a bomb blast and he helps the students take them to the hostel. So we wanted someone with that stature. We thought he would be the right actor to do that. That was the reason.
How was the movie received in Sri Lanka when it was released?
Sri Lanka, it was obviously he's from there, so he's their national hero. So it was we had a very good reception, and it ran for around 1 month in Sri Lanka. So we're very happy about that.
Okay, sir. I'll start with a question.
Yeah.
I have been in this profession from so many years now, being a journalist. On daily basis I host press conferences, but today it's my honor and privilege to sit with you and asking you some questions, sir. What was your initial reaction after watching the first copy of the film?
I didn't think it will come that good because I never thought about, because I know a lot of movies and everything. So taking a biopic, how it comes, little bit don't know, right? Because I have seen a lot of biopics. But my reaction was, first was, I was very happy that we came, and also in that, so the memories that I could go through and see in the younger days, because those are memories that will remain in your rest of your life. So actually seeing this footage, that memories, you can see you are living in the present. So that kind of a feeling I got when I saw first, because that's what. So I would like to give a credit to the director, because when you're getting that small boy who acted, is acted really well, and he has presented himself like I was young at the time. So that is a big, I would say, big thank you to the director. And then I watched when I was younger ones, like 18 and 17 and everything. Similar reaction from Madhur, like he acted, and the action that he bowling action that looks similar, right? Because it's not easy to get this unorthodox action, because to anybody to emulate is very hard. So these are the things that I saw. It was very, very pleasing to see that actually what I lived, I can see in the picture. That's what I was surprised also to see like that, because I never imagined about it.
One thing you loved about his performance in the film.
Sorry?
One thing you loved most about his performance in the film.
See, I like the most things, the last performance, that when we end up the movie, that tears and everything, and how the emotions getting it, it's unbelievable to actor to do that. It is a true emotions, looks like when I felt it. Like, you are leaving cricket, finishing no more, you're going to bowl for test cricket. That's you are decided in your life, and then it's end. And even though it is a fairy tale, because what I never thought about achieving the 800, so I got it that. Still it felt that you're not going to bowl, that you're going to miss that moment. So that moment was something special, I would think. As an actor, he has nailed it really well.
Okay. Questions from
Please, sir, when Hero Cinema came to you, thinking that they would make a biopic on your life, so what was your first reaction?
Actually, sorry, what you said? Geo Cinema?
I mean, production.
No, Geo Cinema didn't do the movie. We get movie train is the production, and we thought Geo is the right platform in India to give it, because it is giving free to the public, and they got nearly 30 crore people viewers in their platform. So it reaches every corner of India. So whoever the people who afford sometimes, and on the theatres, when you go in theatres, it shows only 14 days, because there are many movies coming to that. And also you won't get the best theatres and best timings and everything, because there are large actors who present movies. Their movies will come before ours. So we've been given a small slot. In that slot, I don't think many people even like the way you see the reviews. One of the best reviews this movie has got, but we would like to see, like, a lot of people to see this. So in theatre, that it did well, but we were not satisfied. This movie should see by whole world, and especially in India, the cricket lovers who want to see this. So Geo was the right platform to give it. So first time when I spoke to them, and also I introduced the producers to them, and both parties are keen, and also it is, I would say, thank you to Jio that they are releasing on December 2nd, because something special, because giving free, because normally not many platforms give you free, so this guy free, so everyone will have to watch, everyone will watch this.
Sorry, my question was, like, when production house contacted you first on making your biopic of
Okay.
what was your reaction?
See, that was a coincidence. It is in the production house didn't come at all. So in 2018, so I had got a foundation on Goodness Called Foundation. We do a lot of work there. So for the foundation, Venkat Prabhu, the director from Tamil Nadu, at the time Sripati was assistant to him, so many movies, and few other people came to what we can do for Sri Lankan people who are after the war, but we can help. And they thought the Foundation of Goodness is the right place to go and help the people. So they came to the foundation and they saw my pictures and everything is there, and then they asked, they found out that I am also a member of that foundation. So Venkat Prabhu is from, my wife is from Chennai, so childhood friend is Venkat Prabhu. So then he said, I know his wife and want to meet us. So then my manager, who's the foundation head, so he also found a member. So he took it to my house, so they came. So we had a chat. Then only suddenly Venkat Prabhu asked whether he want to do a biopic of mine, because he has done this movie called Chennai 28, that's a gully cricket. So, you know, because that was very famous. So he loves cricket, even Sripati, everybody. So I was a little reluctant to do, because I know my life, right? Everyone knows my life, like, you know, very wonderful and everything. It's good, and taking records and see only my performance and everything, and they think everything is happens happily. It is not. My life is all about controversial, more controversial than any other cricketer's life I had. Even in cricket field, even in personal life, right? So I thought at the time, I have gone through, it's all finished. Why you want to reveal again? So I was not, we go through again, I know it will come again. It will, see, past will come. Anyway, people will start talking again and it will become more controversial. So what then my manager said, convinced me to do this movie, because this production, these people will give something to the foundation. So I said fine, and I did it. So they didn't expect this film has come, so then I gave it to them. So that's what happened, and then, you know, the next 5 years it took to release it, and in these 5 years, naturally we have problems, like, you know, we had when this movie is shot, COVID was there. That period we couldn't do anything, and then when this movie was in the end, it started showing financial crisis in Sri Lanka. So that was there. And, you know, my own controversial Vijay Sethupathi and this Tamil Nadu, that also had a big part to play. So in the end, somehow with this all odds, how I achieved in my life, same way this movie also released it. So that's what I could say. So it was not intention to okay to say to the movie, but certain reasons made me to say okay.
Did your teammates like the movie? Did they see the movie? What have they told you about it?
Yeah, I did a premiere in Sri Lanka in Sri Lankan language. So I invited all the cricketers who played. So most of them, some are living in Australia, England, everywhere, they could come. Who were living, they were pleased and they were happy. So they had a good comment to say. So they were happy because we did a launched it in, I think, October 6th. They all, not October 6th, yeah, October 6th only they premiered in Sri Lanka.
Can you name some of the players who watched the film?
I invited everyone who played with me. Yeah, everyone. Arjuna was there, Arvinda was there, Roshan was there. Everyone was there in the premiere. Ajay Surya was there. Yeah, he was the main, no? He's the one who supported me a lot, so he invited, he promoted also in Sri Lanka. So he came to the press conference and promoted also. So I think all the players were there. Unfortunately, some players were, at the time, they were touring, like, coaches and like that. Some players are living in England and Australia, not in abroad. So I think maybe about 40, 50, 60 players would have presented at the time.
Nobody objected saying, sir, I don't bat like all is different.
It's a movie, end of the day, you won't have perfection, like a sport. So it is like giving the glimpse to the public. This is what going to happen, and you can't perfect everything the cricketing says. It's a story that the directors trying to tell about me, what is going to inspire by my life to the people. That's all they're going to put in the screen. So the perfection won't happen because everyone will try to say, okay, this is not got into the live, it will be not a movie, so it will be live. So I think perfection very difficult to get it in the movie.
So do you agree that if Vijay Sethupathi have done this movie, it would be better reach than this?
See, Vijay Sethupathi is one of the very popular actors, so we can't undermine him as well because he's been not acted as most as what Vijay Sethupathi has done in South and everybody. So definitely, I would say in theatres, people would have gone to Vijay Sethupath's name, definitely. But still, we got good numbers in the theatres. But that definitely financially might have a bigger things. It is commercially. So it is. So even for the producers and everybody, they didn't look at it as a very big commercial area. They look at it as a good a film that people should know and people should understand how a sportsman. Because outside you think everything goes very well, and inside how much he has to struggle to get that. So the people who understands and then they can implement that they are in their life not to play cricket or not to play any sport, even they want to be someone. There will be thrown so many obstacles to you in life. You have to overcome. How do you overcome? Some people shy away and they don't become something. So some people somehow get over it and become something. So that is the story that they want to tell the world and give some thoughts to the human beings how you can also be someone. It is not impossible things. So that's what they try to tell. But definitely that's why they are pushing, they are given to Jio as a free to give that, because to people to see and watch and make sure. So it's a good production they are given to. But end of the day, they want to break even as well. So they will break even or they will make money. But we don't know. Numbers will come only end of everything.
So when Sripati said the title 800, are you okay with the title or do you have suggested some other titles?
See, in this film, I never put my nose into. Right? I gave the rights. Only I made sure that it has to be a true story. And I read the script a lot and make sure that if there is nothing like true, I want to be as true as possible in my life. So those two only. Other than that, that is all his creations, like he has to write the script, and he has to make sure the actors what he wants in his mind. And but one thing he did is 2 years he has spent time with me, because writing the story, asking the questions, and so many things. Not only me, he has gone to my friends, whoever taught me cricket, everyone he has questioned. Then only you understand. My relatives, even people didn't like me, reporters. Some people, in life, sometimes they don't like me. Also ask questions, and that's what happened. So like that only he has taken the story. So I think I have given the full freedom. My thing is only give the rights, not else, because they know how to make a movie. So I didn't interfere anything, even Madhur's bowling action or anything, I didn't do anything. That is by Sripati and his bowling coach and himself put the effort, and they have done it.
I want to add to the previous question. You have so many Indian cricketer friends also. Anybody watched the film already? Spoke to you about the cinema?
Because Harbhajan and I invited a few, but only time permits. So Harbhajan and Shiva was in Mumbai with the premiere. They were with me, and definitely they enjoyed. And Harbhajan felt very emotional, because when this chucking episode of this, he also went through that. Nobody understand how difficult it was. He said only that I knew he also went through those things. But people think it's all easy, but inside he also gone a tough way. So he got a little emotional on that time and said, good that you showed this to the people. People will understand how people go through. So that is one thing he has mentioned. And other than that, Shiva enjoyed it. So many other people would have watched it, but I didn't ask anything, because in their own leisure time. Because definitely people will watch now because of the Geo, and definitely everyone will have the app. So definitely they will watch this movie as to see how it is.
So what is the toughest consequences which you faced so far? Whether it is on-field or off-field?
See, toughest is so many things. In family-wise, I faced a lot. Because Sri Lanka, when we lived, it's not an easy life, because it's a civil war. Through that, how you want to live, it is a different method to live, because everything is not easy. You don't know what could happen to you next day. So like that. So that is one. And then when we called in cricket field in 95, that also very tough. And because of the teammates Arjuna, and then the teammates and whole country supported me throughout. That's why I can overcome through, because they didn't, at the time the war was very, very presented in Sri Lanka in 95. It was very much there in the civil war. So even I'm from minority community, so still all the people who didn't think about I'm from the minority community, but still they all supported. So because of this support only I got overcome these things.
We are also that
Sri Lanka to win the World Cup in next year.
Yeah, because see, anything in life, if a opposition or somebody putting restricting you, that means you as a unit. In a cricket team, 10 fingers are not same, okay? When a cricket team, 11 people are playing, so they have to do their job. There will be a lot of problems will be had, players, because any team like that, right? So when these problems comes to one player and everyone is glued into there, then they are all problems forget away. And then they are into that, what they have to achieve, how can you do. So always when a problem comes, everyone get together, and then something special can happen.
Sir, we are all know that Muralitharan is a cricketer, but now you are showing another face. as a businessman, that too in Karnataka, in Chamarajanagar, sort of, what's this status?
No, because my family from 1954 itself from the business family. So that blood runs in us also with me and my brothers. So when I started my business is when I was playing, because not now, because cricket was amateur. They are not the first. If I ask, first match I played for Sri Lanka, a test match, for 5-day payment is 2,000 rupees. Right? Like that is the 2,000 is value is there at the time, but not paid, right? So playing for a test match. So you have to, the cricketers who those generation has to work. Some will work in insurance companies, some works in banks. So you get duty leave and to go to and play, like properly you have to, it's amateur game. So that's why I started, it's all went in 95, I would say, Mohan Dalmia got the first time ever TV rights to a World Cup, wins World Cup, sponsors and everything. Then only it became professional. So in those days, the cricket organization has to pay for the TV company, right, to telecast. After 95 only they have to pay the tables change. So that man's view, whatever said and done, that man done a great job for not only Indian cricket, it's a world cricket, because then only it became professional. So because of that, we need time, we have to learn something. So that's why I started small business like in 1997, 98. So that brings and there is opportunities created in Karnataka. So it was very happy to do business in Karnataka because they welcomed me. And so I am doing something in Karnataka at the moment. So it is not new, but it's part and parcel of my life because I balanced both very well, cricket and business together.
Sir, actually, you explain what happened in 2009 Pakistan to the terrorism and terror attacks.
See, it is a very difficult time because India is supposed to go on that tour. So we were playing in Bangladesh, I think. These all subcontinent Asian countries, like we are like others, like when we come to. So if India refused to go because of the security reasons and they pulled off, then see the revenue and the public, we all go for the 6. So what they did is they asked Sri Lanka to come. So always they also helped us in 1996, if you can remember, before the World Cup start. It's a huge bomb went in Colombo, right? So West Indies refused to come, all teams refused to come. Then India and Pakistan together formed a joint team and came and played in Sri Lanka and showed that solidarity to Sri Lanka. There is no danger at all. You can play the sport. So they helped so many times us, India, Pakistan, everyone. So when they needed, we have to give a hand. So that's why our government and the cricket board sent us to Pakistan. So we didn't think that anything will happen because there is nothing. Sri Lanka and Pakistan, there is no any enemies of we are friendly countries. We never thought they'll be attacked. So that day it is happened because we thought we all did. Because we were in the bus is like a sitting duck, right? Because they are firing at us, nobody to survive. Because luckily the bus driver somehow he had the courage to drive through and go. So that's why we survived and I'm talking to you now. So it is the experience we can't tell by the words. It's in the movie also because it is very difficult because the feeling that moment, it is People thought it's 20 minutes. No, it's only 3 minutes they were shooting at us. It is like millions of bullets coming to us, like, it's shooting, right? So at the time, the feeling that nobody would have gone through. Maybe the borders in army people would have, or those guys would have gone through. We went, like, we didn't have a weapon or anything to protect our. So we were like sitting back and we were hoping and praying that somebody will save us. So the bus driver saved us.
Is that issue also part of this movie?
Yeah, there is some truth, because you have to watch and see whether the exact term. So what is he has got, the director has got the view of other people and he has presented there.
From tomorrow, through Jio Cinema platform, audience from many states in India, from many languages can watch your story and know your story. So, what are your thoughts now, today?
I think mostly from my experience watching this, I have seen young, especially younger people, like, age 7 to 8, like, that age doesn't have a span of time to watch a movie for 2.5 hours, because normally children likes only cartoons or comedy or whatever. They can look it for hours and hours. But this movie I have seen in theaters also when I went to myself. The children over 7, 8, 9, 10, they didn't take a high of it. I don't know why. Because what they are inspired, maybe my younger days of the story and then become something and everything. Even my daughter is 11 years, so she doesn't watch a movie full time. So when she watched this, she couldn't take a high of it, because I asked him after that, what do you think about it? And he said, it is amazing. She said, I could watch any other movie, I could relate. Maybe I thought maybe because of my daughter. No, I don't think, because many children, you can ask, many children are in that position. So that means it is something there for younger generation to look forward, and they can see this and they get inspired by this, the story, mainly the story, I think.
So last one question. I have read one quotation of US if you join in the Goa Film Festival, you are not happy with the Indian government.
No, I never said Indian government I'm not happy. Don't twist it, right? Twist the words. Just I said, when the Vijay Celebrity, that problem came, so there was against it some political people in India, political. They didn't understand Sri Lankan's problem. That means what? They didn't understand. That means it is, don't twist the words, because it is not, they didn't understand the Sri Lankan problem. That's all. That means you have to take it. What they understand, you have to take it.
Last one question.
No, I can't elaborate it, because they didn't understand our problem. See, in your family problem you have, people won't understand, no? Like that. You have to be yourself in that family to understand. Outsiders understanding other countries' problem is sometimes they don't understand what's happening, because they were not there. So that's what I say, they didn't understand.
Okay. Last question.
Sir, now you are in Bangalore, that's why I'm asking this question. Your memories with the RCB, because you are also part of RCB.
Yeah, I was part of 3 years of RCB, so what do you want to know?
Say about Bangalore fans.
Oh, see, I think I'm just sorry.
How does it feel that you still don't have a cup?
That is luck, right? So I was privileged to play for RCB because of Anil Kumble. So I was 3 years I played in Chennai. I was had happy days in Chennai. Then the auction system. You have right to stay in one team, right? That owners will take. Kochi took me, and they've been suspended. Then I didn't know where to go. Then I came back to India. Then Anil called one day and asked, "Only still you're fit?" I was retired at the time, like, because I was almost 40 years, 38, 39 years, 39 years. So always Anil asked, "Only are you fit and are you ready to go before the auction?" He said, "Yes, Anil, I'm okay, I can still play." Then he put trust on me and he bought me the auction. And I had a great 3 seasons with RCB because playing with Virat as a captain and KL, and we had a wonderful ABD and we had a wonderful team in RCB. But unfortunately we couldn't win, but we came closer, semi-finals, some semi-finals, but we couldn't win. But I would say about the fans is something unbelievable. RCB, not because I'm in the Bangalore, I'm telling. I have seen fans in Chennai. That is very unbelievable. But Chennai, sometimes when they not do, they can say anything. But RCB fans, when they do well or do, but they will support the red, right? They've always been, even if you see the crowd, you will see only red. So that kind of a fan following in RCB. I think good days will come. Wait for your good days. Always, it will be too late, but still the good days will come because you got Virat still in your team. So definitely, before he retire, he will get a cup for you.
Okay.
How did you see that Sachin episode and what was the impact on you as a sports person? How did you approach the game after that?
No, because see, I was gone throughout my career about that. But only thing I please that ICC put rules and regulation. You can't call anybody in the ground. You have to report to the umpire, and umpire has to report to the match referee. Then you have 14 days to prove yourself. That rule came because of whatever happened to me. So I am pleased with that. That rule came. Future generation doesn't go what I went through. That's all I could say.
That was an awesome answer, sir. Thank you so much. Almost now, ಎಲ್ಲ ಟಾಪಿಕ್ ಕವರ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ವಿ ಅನ್ಕೊಳ್ತೀವಿ. One photo